With the Alpha Wave 3 actually over now, welcome to the Hero Spotlight Reel, because I'm going to go through all the heroes in Alpha, show off the kits, kind of what they did, and use this kind of as a data bank, like a history or memory. So when we go into the beta and in the launch, we can actually look back quite easily on video gameplay footage of the changes that might have occurred with any of these heroes that we might experience in the game. So if you enjoy this series, you know what to do. Smash like, comment, and subscribe. And today we're going to be looking at Heimdall, one of my favorite, if not the #1 defender in Alpha Wave 3's experience. And many people will probably be looking at this hero at beta and at launch. So it's going to be one interesting one to cover for today's video, because obviously, as you guys may be aware of, or if you're new to the channel or new to the series, what I'm doing here is showcasing what these heroes did in Alpha Wave 3. So in beta, you have a little bit of an idea of what their kits do for now, and if they change, we get to see what got changed too. So it's a 2-for-1 deal while watching these videos, which is quite nice, and it's a nice little series while we are waiting for obviously beta to arrive. So when it comes to Heimdall, let's just talk about the basics first. He is a defender, and he's going to be basically your front line for your team. He's going to be built on defense, if you've not guessed it from my main stat here. Then we've got strength as his affinity. So again, he's really good against wisdom heroes, but gets his ass slapped against cunning heroes. So anyone down here like Anubis, for example, will slap him up, or anyone like Dracula or Achilles. Good examples of these heroes that could all potentially do more damage against a Heimdall. He is aligned with the Order, so he's going to be a good guy for now. And when it comes into his actual faction, as you guys know, he is an Asgardian. He's from Asgard, which I absolutely love to see. The Norse, right? The Norse, the boys are here, right? So Asgard. So let's go into the next bit, the more interesting bits, the actual abilities for this hero, because with him, he does have a leader bonus here, which is a 30% defense in all battles, which is relevant for defender-based comps, because the more defense you have, the more generally scaling that you're going to have. And as you can see with the Bifrost Blade here, you do get a 190% defense increase, plus 120% of your attack to that damage. So you can see how it's scaling, and the more defense you have, it's just better. But also you transfer a random debuff from this hero to the target, which is kind of nice. And if any Blaze, Bleed, or Acid debuffs are transferred, you instantly activate them after transferring, which is really cool. So again, if you place acid on them, it will trigger the acid to deal the damage, or bleed to deal the damage, or blaze to deal the damage, which is really nice when it comes to this hero. So that's his basic ability, nothing too crazy, really good, just kind of dealing damage and reflecting kind of stuff back at the enemy. And that's kind of what you'll notice his kit's all about. And this skill places Retaliate and Intercept on all allies for 2 turns, then attack all enemies for 270% defense and 140% attack. This is insane, dude, because this is giving everyone the abilities to re-attack with their basics. And depending on what teams you're running, like Anubis, that could mean that Anubis might kill someone and apply this spare on their entire team potentially, which is game breaking. It's so good for team synergy, it's unreal. Intercept as well though redirects an attack to the hero that placed Intercept. So again, if they are trying to maybe kill certain heroes, you're able to go through it, or if they're ignoring Intercept, you're able to, you know, kind of redirect it, which again, really good little ability that you have here on Heimdall. I'm gonna be honest, really good little ability here. So when we go into his ultimate, this is kind of what everyone knows him for. This is what is the pain and bane of Heimdall, because you place a defense up 2 on all allies for 2 turns, which is a massive defense up 2 buff, 40% extra defense that you're going to get. And once you get that buff, you then place a shield, and that shield is 400% of your defense on all allies. You place Protect 2 on all allies except this hero, and these buffs cannot be removed on placed on heroes from Asgard. So again, if you're running like a Beowulf, if you're running Odin, these heroes, hell, none of them can get this buff removed. It's on them until it's done, which is insane. insanely powerful as well for just keeping everyone up. 400% defense though is just bonkers, guys, because you got to think, if I am getting 40% of this defense stat here, this 5.5k that I've got, and then I'm adding that on, and then my shield is going off 400% off that number. That's a lot of shield, which we're going to see in a moment, right? And just to finish this off, I do have the passive on him. Allies under any buff have a 30% chance to reflect any debuff received, and also heals this hero whenever a debuff is reflected. Super cool ability, because you can actually put this, and it's a 15% obviously reflect any debuff received. Really good to obviously keep people up, and if you're going against heavy debuff compositions, this can honestly just beat them on its own as an imprint as well. Obviously a super expensive imprint. I wouldn't recommend doing it. I would actually upgrade my Heimdall, because he does get a lot better each time you keep awakening him, which is kind of disgusting. But to finish him off, one thing, and this is the big thing with defenders, and what you can do with a lot of them in their builds, as you guys will notice, is obviously we want as much defense as we can. If we get as much defense and a decent amount of speed, that's what we kind of go for, because obviously we're going to be getting that massive shield, we're going to deal some massive damage, and we're not going to take any damage, and we can do that first. But what you can also do with these heroes is build a bit of HP, and I will say mine is a little bit low. I would want to kind of mid-max, if I could, to get around 50,000. If I can hit 50,000 HP, around 5k defense and higher, a good 120 speed, I would be absolutely happy with those stats, because that's going to allow me then to take advantage of the biggest tip and trick with Heimdall users, which they do, which is obviously, as you can see, I'm trying to do here, is have so much HP that you put the Isolde imprint on. So whenever your Heimdall gets attacked, he actually becomes a super healer too, and heals the team as well of his maximum HP, which is kind of nice, and it synergizes really well with this hero. And as a tip and trick, which you'll notice from a lot of my other videos, that you can be using the Isolde imprint on multiple defenders, and it just makes them really unkillable. And it means you don't need to run as many invokers too for healing, because your defenders can do that as their secondary job. Other imprints though, just to give you guys some love, because I know there's going to be other choices that we can have here. I do like Bork. Bork on him, again, gives him a 25% chance to counter-attack whenever a debuff is placed onto him, or a disable. Again, really good, because if you're able to counter-attack, you might be able to send back that ability again through this one skill. There's a ton of different ones, like even sharing the Hippolyte imprint. I guess the Hippolyte imprint here says you increase the defense of all allies by 3% for each hero matching this hero's faction. So if you put that on a Heimdall, that does increase the defense of heroes like your Brynhild, for example, who is also an Asgardian. So both of these now have more defense because they share the same faction. Same does if you have a Beowulf in that team. So if you go and find Beowulf, he's also an Asgardian. So you can get a really good team here that honestly can take advantage of, again, a really good imprint. And you'll notice that it is a lot of good imprints that you can experiment out on, but I don't want to kind of go into that into this day's video. I just kind of want to showcase off what is, main abilities is all about before we dive into the gameplay, as you might have seen these series play out for. When we go into the Awakenings, this is what I was saying, he does become better. Awakening 1 also heals this hero 3% HP whenever debuff is reflected. So really good little skill there. Also places ward on this hero for 4 turns, which cannot be removed when you put retaliate on, which is just insane. That means you're going to take the damage, but guess what? You're not taking any damage because ward stops the basic attacks from dealing damage. And then this is when, honestly, Heimdall becomes OP. Everyone has faced against like stages 140 and above these Heimdalls that are Awakened 5'd and stuff. And this is because at the start of each wave, you ultimate. Doesn't matter. If anything has happened, you instantly ultimate. So you got to think, with an Awakening 5 Heimdall, you instantly put defense up 2 on everyone, and that 400% defense shield, and you place protect 2 on all allies. I'm sorry. I know what you're thinking. He's insane. I know, he's insane. I love it. But that is Heimdall in a nutshell. This is the Alpha Wave 3 build. Again, right in this little mini disclaimer in here so you guys understand before we dive in. So what we're going to do is in this comp, we're going to be running something similar to what we just seen there. Is we're going to run the snack for the speed with Heimdall, and we'll run Beowulf as our DPS to make it a little bit more longer. And why not? We'll run Brynhild. We'll run something like this. Double Defender with a Beowulf. Quite fair game build, right? So what you're going to see is why people like our good old friend here. So I'm going to instantly just put the Retaliate buff on everyone, right? So everyone here has got Retaliate on them and Intercept. And if you noticed, I did a good bit of damage there. That's an area of effect ability, and that's going to be a tank, guys, right? So now we're going to put our defense up with our Brynhild, right? And we've got Intercept even more. And now, because we've got this guy up, Beowulf, we're going to try and kill one of them. Boom, we missed it. It might be just because of the gear. We haven't got the right gear on him. But it makes it a little bit more reasonable, a little more showcasing of what we're able to do. Because if you notice there, look at that. I am healing over 1,000 a tick anytime my Heimdall attacks. And because of the Retaliate you just saw there, if we kind of showcase off my boy Snake in the corner, because we are hiding him, if we showcase off the Snake, you notice with the Retaliate buff he has on his screen, he actually was able to attack back and heal for 5,000, and heal for 5,000. And that is, again, all because of the synergy of what our Heimdall is doing. So again, heal everyone 5.2. Let's go back. Let's try and just finish off one of these enemies. We do. We can slap this guy. Boom. Big little slap. Heal our team. So we're getting this damage on. But look, the Retaliate from our Heimdall letting my Snake heal back up like he's taken no damage. And at the same time, if my other heroes had taken damage, you know what that means? He's healing my entire team up. So you can see this is already insane, right? This is why everyone loves Heimdall already, because it's such an insanely powerful tank that you're able to apply in your team. And you can see here now, as we finish up on this wave, we've got his ultimate, and then you can see how toxic it is when you build him on your team again, because again, I'm about to get these guys down, right, to lower HP there. But I'm going to start this turn with a 400% shield now, right? So even this nasty stun wave here, I can instantly just go, do you know what? Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it, you know? And because of that, we can even use Quetzalcoatl's and get even more buffs on, like accuracy, sharpen, and attack up. Then we can even increase everyone's speed, because we're just that good of a hero. We'll put our Retaliate now on everyone. So everyone's got all of these buffs now, and we're able to just, we could even, do you know what? I could put on Radiance as well, just to be, you know, a little bit salty, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not, right? I'm just going to simply do a bit of damage, and we're going to see how things go. Boom. We'll just see how things go. And again, you got to think, this is all because we've got a 400% shield from Heimdall. We have got all of these buffs again from Heimdall. The only other buffs we've got is from the Quetzalcoatl, which is increasing the amount of damage that we're applying back. But the way we're killing these waves is Heimdall. Heimdall's Retaliate and his ability to put that on everyone is just so powerful. It's allowing them to just kill down targets. And as you can see, I don't even have that much damage built at all on my Beowulf, because that kit should be on my Zeus, because I keep swapping between these two heroes all the time. So you can see here is a really good example of just showcasing, look, a very fair defender-based team using Isolde's imprint to heal with obviously maybe a main healer too, like Kusakor, just to easen the burden if you want to. And look at him. Look at how good Heimdall is at just keeping your wave up and up. And honestly, this could take forever in certain scenarios, right? If I put it on auto, we'll put it on auto, it's on. You'll notice, like, even then, this thing, this monstrosity will get through this wave. It will get through it and it will kill it eventually. And that is just, again, because of look at how much healing my defenders provide. There we go, look at that. All that healing. The shield that my Heimdall now provides, super powerful for the Kusakor, because the Kusakor now has been able to heal back up. Now we've got the retaliates on everyone, so you're going to see again, my Kusakor, if he attacks, it's almost back up to 4 HP. It's insane. I love it. And I'm not doing anything, right? So this is kind of the power of a Heimdall, hopefully in team. You kind of understand from just kind of watching this on what he's able to do, right, for your team, right? I can kind of take it off auto for a second so we don't have, obviously, our Heimdall. You know what? We'll fucking do it. Just do it. Just for the sake of it. Because this is what you go against. This is what you go against every time. And it just auto. So you might as well, right? You can see, this is why he's so good. So I don't know how else to put it in perspective. This was the Alpha Wave 3 Heimdall that everyone grew to love. And hopefully in beta, he's just as good. I don't know if he needs tuning down at all, because I honestly think this hero is perfect the way he is. He's just absolutely a monster. And he doesn't actually one-shot people, or that's the beautiful thing, right? He's actually a tank that tanks, and it allows your team to, like, you know, do some good old damage out there, right? It increases their effectiveness. So I don't think he needs to be touched. But that's me, right? So there you go, a bit of Heimdall showcase, double defender comp with a level 40 Beowulf being used as we just kind of close out this wave for you guys, right? So there you go. That is our Heimdall Spotlight Showcase. I know we've been doing, again, all of these, been trying to record these as many as I can. And just to kind of finish off the video, as we've done on all my other ones, I am just going to showcase the skills off one last time, just so you guys can refresh on what they do. So then when it comes to the beta, when it finishes in, you know, in beta comes and it ends and we've got our launch game, we can check what has been changed between all of these different heroes, right? So really good little kit there for this guy. I absolutely loved it. I'm going to be honest, absolutely loved it, right? So bit of Heimdall there for you guys. Let me know what you think to today's video on Heimdall. Do you love this hero? Do you think he's fine? Do you need a nerf? Do you tell me what you love? And until the next one, you know what to do. Smash that comment and subscribe. And until then, stay safe, stay sneaky. Peace out.